So I wanted to give an update on doing low carb and keto. I am on week 4, so it has been a little bit. And just to back up, if anybody hasn't seen previous videos, the goal of me doing keto and low carb is because I want to lose the weight I've gained as I've transitioned into perimenopause. As I've said in previous videos, I'm a health coach. I help people lose weight for years. I lost 40 pounds myself and kept it off for 8 years. Over the past couple years, as I'm getting into the phase where my hormones have been changing a ton, I've slowly gained 20 pounds. And no matter what I do, I do what all the experts say. Um, it's still been there. So I had thought back a little ways ago and I was like, okay, when did I feel my best? And it was when I was eating a lower carbohydrate diet. So I decided to go and do keto and low carb for the past 4 weeks and kind of just see how I felt. So I want to give you guys an update. I have notes here because I really don't want to edit this. So I'm probably going to be looking down at them. I'm going to start off with just telling you guys what I'm doing, what I'm eating, some of the benefits I've noticed, some of the challenges that I've had, and then what my plan is kind of going forward. So um, what I'm eating pretty much, I already shared with you guys why I'm doing it, but what I'm eating pretty much is like almost all animal-based products. So proteins, healthy fats, but healthy fats when it comes to like being in the meat. I'm not really adding a whole lot of things outside of that. I have pretty much eliminated all fruits and vegetables, which is insane to me because as a health coach, that's what I've always like taught and preached and did. However, as I'm researching more keto and kind of the carnivore-based lifestyle, I have seen people have amazing results, and I am just really intrigued to see the benefits of it. So pretty much what I am eating is like animal proteins, animal fats. I am eating a little bit of yogurt. I am having like some avocado, but really that is primarily it. So like for breakfast, I'm having eggs and some kind of chicken sausage, or I did have some regular sausage. If I have any leftover steak, I'm having that with my eggs. For lunch, I'm usually having a different type of protein. It's either like chicken thighs that I'll make in the air fryer, or I will have steak, or I'll have burgers, something like that. And then for dinner, another protein. Really, that is truly it. I am having like some butter on things. I'm having oils. Like I said, I am having some Greek yogurt. I was introducing a lot of cheese, but that's not something that I have been eating a lot over the past couple of years, and I don't feel like my body was reacting really well to it. I was having a little bit of digestive issues. My skin was breaking out a little bit, so I'm just not sure how much cheese my body tolerates well. I've also heard that that can really slow weight loss. So I'm kind of like just evaluating how cheese is going to work for me. So when it comes to the benefits that I've experienced, I have a lot. I have this whole list of benefits. So probably one of the biggest things is I am just feeling like a lot of the inflammation and just puffiness and like bloated, especially around my stomach, has like left my body. Like almost a couple days in, I could like feel that immediately. I just felt lighter. Felt like my face was less puffy, and the lighting is like a little bit crazy in this video because this room actually has no lights and I just have studio lights on me, so it may not look that way. But right away, I can almost notice it in my face and then other areas of my body. I went to a dinner last weekend and I wore clothes that they fit a little better. It wasn't even that they were fitting better, that they were loose, but I feel like I wouldn't have worn them a couple weeks ago because they just would have been so uncomfortable on me. And I feel like just because some of the puffiness and like inflammation has left, I feel like I was able to wear it and like feel comfortable in it, which for me is a big deal. So that's one thing. Second thing I would say is my digestion has been so significantly improved. Like I was waking up before when I was eating like my super healthy, clean diet with stomach pains like almost every day. I was always bloated. I always had digestive issues and I always had stomach pains. And I've done tons of tests and lots of protocols to try and heal different things that are going on in my gut, but I still was having those issues. I don't have that like at all anymore. Like I forget about my stomach, which is like not a thing for me. So that's actually really interesting because I'm not eating any fiber, which is what a lot of people say as they've transitioned into this way of eating, that it's very interesting that you don't have the digestive issues, but you're also not eating the fiber that we were always told that we needed. The next thing I would say is skin. I don't know how much you guys can tell. My skin has been like glowing. It has been so clear. I did have a breakout last week, pretty bad, like right here. I think though, that was because I was really introducing a ton of dairy kind of all at once when it wasn't something I'm used to eating a lot of. I also, which I'll touch on this at the end, is I have started HRT, which is something I was always very hesitant to start, but I just really want to feel my best. So I did start that last week, and I think both of those things really didn't, my skin didn't like it. But all through the rest of the 4 weeks, like my skin has been so good, so smooth, like just glowy. So that has been really great for me. energy. In the very beginning, my energy was like through the roof. Like every day I was like, am I gonna be able to sleep tonight? Because I just feel so like high on life, like alive is really what it was. I will say around like weeks 2 and 3, I did get sick. My daughter had the flu and then I got it. And my energy did start to dip a little bit. And I was getting a little bit of like that kind of keto flu that people talk about feeling, where I had headaches and just like was very not very energetic. But I do think a lot of that had to do with me being sick and maybe just kind of getting back into it. Now, as I'm getting into, or I'm in week 4, I think 5, my energy is back to being really high. No energy peaks and dips. And I know that's because our blood sugar is like super stable on this way of eating. There really aren't a lot of like insulin spikes. So that has been amazing. Mental clarity as well. I just feel way like clear, like I can think clear, like I can speak clear. So that's been really cool. The last thing I'll mention is the overall goal here was weight. And I did actually, at one point, I was down 4 pounds. So I had seen a number on the scale that I haven't seen in at least a year. And I was really, really excited about that. And I know it's water weight, but I don't care. I've said that before. Like, I don't care what's leaving my body, but something is. And I was really excited about that. Since then, it has like jumped back up about 2 pounds. So I think overall I'm down like 1 pound. So I'm just interested to see what's going to happen like going into it. But I will say there too, like I said, I did start the HRT. So I know people do sometimes gain a little weight when they start that. So there's a couple things going on here. So I feel like it's too soon to tell what's going to happen with the weight. And even with that, I'm like, if I'm going to be at that weight anyways, I feel like I've had so many other benefits. I don't know that I would completely transition off of this with all these benefits I've seen. So now I want to get into the challenges. Of course, like the common sense, I am missing a lot of foods and drinks that I love to have. Like cocktails for me is one of them. I love going out and having like a fresh margarita. Obviously, that is going to be higher in carbs than would be on a normal keto or low carb carnivore lifestyle. So that's been a little bit of a challenge, and I kind of have to decide like how often do I want to have those, if at all. I think for me, I don't know that I'd ever be someone who says like I'm never going to have it again, at least not at this point. So that and like desserts for me. I think through this whole month, I've had like a couple bites of like a straight up dessert that my daughter had. Like that's been pretty much it. So those are that's like a big challenge, of course. Like you want these things and they're good, and I don't know that I want to completely cut them out. So that's kind of just been like something to think about for me. Of course, like I get bored with the food a little bit. Like we're eating mostly meat and seafood and eggs, and it's kind of like, ugh, like, do I even want to have another meal? So that's kind of, an interesting piece of this. And then lastly, of course, like my weight is not like dropping off. It's not shredding off my body. A lot of people do say like pay attention more to your like body composition. So now that I am on this HRT and I'm getting am taking testosterone because I was losing a lot of muscle mass and my testosterone was very low. So now that I'm hopefully able to build muscle mass again and maintain muscle mass, I am interested to see like if that helps my body composition at all. So those are the biggest things that have been going on. I know some of you had asked for updates, so here they are. Going forward, I do think next Monday, I am going to start a carnivore challenge for 30 days. So if anybody wants to join me, it's the Steak and Butter Gal challenge. I think I'm going to join her monthly group, and I think it's 90 days, but I'm going to at least go in with 30 days and like really see how it goes. And I'll be sharing updates. I have been on the HRT now for a week. So I'm just super interested to see like where that all goes. That was based on lab results that I had with a functional doctor. So I'm doing the estrogen patch, testosterone cream, as well as DHEA supplement. So my exercise is going to stay the same. I lift weights about 4 or 5 days a week. I walk 10,000 steps every single day. Then I usually mix in like a hot yoga and some other type of cardio throughout the week. So let me know what questions you guys have. If you are interested in doing this, you should totally join me on the 30-day carnivore challenge. It's going to be fun. And I do think it would be beneficial for me because I've already seen so many of these other benefits. So thanks for listening. See you guys later.